Hey, Bill O'Reilly here with another YouTube bonus. Thank you for being a subscriber to our YouTube channel. We hope you're enjoying it. Now, I stay out of the social media world. It frightens me. I don't really have time, but there are now thousands of podcasts and people who are bloviating. Some of it's worthy and some of it isn't. But do I want to spend the time sorting it all out? I don't really have the time. I got to cover the news every day. That means I have to verify stories. I have to advance stories. I have to find out what's true. I have to find out what isn't true. It takes a lot of time to do that. I can't be sitting on a podcast for an hour and a half. But I know that millions of Americans love the social media podcast, commentary, analysis, conspiracy world. They love it. You can't get enough of it. I'm going to run down a few people that you probably know. And we're not doing this with any kind of malice. Okay, we don't do that here. More of a fact-based situation. And I'll be very curious to know what you think of our analysis. So, first one is Candace Owens, 36 years old, born in White Plains, New York, grew up in Stamford, Connecticut, nice town, went to the University of Rhode Island, but did not graduate, okay? She is being sued by Macron, the president of France, and his wife, because she said Brigitte Macron is really a man. Roll the tape.
And 1,000%. She was born a man, lived as a man for 30 years, and then transitioned at some time in the 80s.
But are you worried about getting in trouble for slander by saying that?
I have welcomed the lawsuit. I mean, Emmanuel Macron sent me a threat before we published, and we went back.
So Brigitte, you're saying, is a male?
Mm-hmm. Biological. Believes.
Was a male or is a male?
Well, you can't really change those things in my world, but lives as a woman, clearly.
Okay, so I heard that story. I knew she was going to get sued, and she has. So the Macrons have filed against her in the state of Delaware. I think they did that because Candace Owens probably has a corporation registered in Delaware. That's what a lot of people do, but I'm not sure about that. But the case is active. It's a civil lawsuit. Okay. And it'll play out, take years. And it's expensive because Ms. Owens will have to hire an attorney, I would assume. But now she says that the Macrons are plotting to kill her. Oh, that's not good. And that the guy accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade. Oh, he was a French Foreign Legion guy, or I don't know. Now, I've never met, as I said, Ms. Owens. I have no feeling personally one way or the other. I don't believe that Brigitte Macron is a man. I think that's going to be fairly easy to prove that she's a woman. And I don't believe that Charlie Kirk was being stalked by French legionnaires. But that's me. Okay? Under the First Amendment, Candace Owens can say what she wants. Nobody can shut her down but the individual companies that carry her commentary. They can. But she can be sued, and she is. All right, that's number one. I'm kind of agnostic. I mean, I don't really know what her end game is. I don't think that she has a lot of influence over people's lives, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm not in that world. Next guy is Nick Fuentes. He's 27 years old, Chicago suburb raised. He's been accused of being a white supremacist. He says he's not. And he made a lot of news, or got a lot of attention, by saying the Holocaust is exaggerated. Roll of tape.
There's Holocaust museums everywhere. They're popping up all the time. And the Holocaust is, by law, required to be a part of the curriculum. And they go into like a fourth grade classroom and they show 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, obscene graphic pictures of like emaciated corpses and all this stuff. In the last 40 years, there have been hundreds of films made about the Holocaust in Hollywood. What is the intended effect of all of this? I think it's meant to engender in people a profound sympathy for Jews. And it's supposed to say, you know, if we criticize Jews, it could lead to a Holocaust.
Okay, so that's kind of irresponsible. The Holocaust is a historical fact. 6 million Jews were targeted and murdered in grisly ways. Should be taught in every school because it can't happen again. Doesn't matter whether it's Jews or Irish or Lebanese, it doesn't matter. We can't have governments wiping out individual races. So, number one, Mr. Fuentes doesn't really understand history. And that's why I never really took him seriously in any way. Because you can make up your own history, right? You can deny anything you want. He looks like he has an animus toward Jews. Maybe he doesn't. I never met him. Young guy. I wouldn't put him on my program because why am I going to give people that kind of a forum? You know, if you don't feel sorry for the innocent people murdered by the Germans in World War II, and not just Jews, but millions of people all over the place, then there's something wrong with you. But the Jews got it the worst. And that's why Israel exists, because they had to have someplace to go. And President Truman knew that. So this guy, that's a real fringe play there. All right. And he got a lot of traction. I think he had lunch with President Trump and stuff like that. So Megyn Kelly, my old colleague at Fox News, very popular, very good broadcaster. I don't think there's any question about that. Skilled. Out on her own now. She makes a living doing analysis on a whole bunch of places. And she's always in social media, and she's very controversial. So the latest thing was her analysis of Jeffrey Epstein. Go.
And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years.
So she got a lot of heat from that, Ms. Kelly did. But my question would be, why bother with that? So Megyn Kelly's a lawyer. I mean, she's a smart woman. She knows the business. Good interviewer. Can get some answers to difficult questions. So with that skill set, why do you want to do that? I mean, it's not germane to anything. Jeffrey Epstein got what he deserved. He should have gotten a lot sooner. He didn't deserve to be on a planet. All right? So right now he's enjoying hell with the people on the cover of my book, Confronting Evil. Mao and the Ayatollah, Adolf, and soon to be Putin. That's where Jeffrey Epstein is. So why are we trying to define what his proclivities were? I didn't get the end game to that. So when you're a broadcaster and you get into controversial areas, and anything with Epstein is controversial, got to be a reason. Or there's got to be, you want to advance the story. This is just, well, somebody told me this, and for what? To me, it's like, why bother with this? So that's what happened there. American homeowners, the FBI has been warning all of us about a type of real estate fraud called title theft. The target, your equity. With just a forged signature, ownership can be transferred out of your name, and without protection in place, you are facing an emotional and financial nightmare. That's why I partner up with Home Title Lock. You can find out today if you are already a victim and protect yourself. Use promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com to get a free title history report plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if you are a victim of fraud, they will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Don't be a victim. Protect your equity today. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL, or use the link below. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Laura Loomer, all right, she is 32, Tucson, Arizona, has a rapport with President Trump, no doubt about that. And here's one of her latest. Go.
We need to stop talking about big tech social media censorship as solely a free speech issue. The act of deplatforming and debanking and depriving mostly white Christian conservative Americans. I'm not a Christian, I'm Jewish, right? But I consider myself to be a white advocate.
A white advocate, okay. Why are we breaking color lines down? I don't think white people need an advocate. We're the majority. We hold the power, always have. Why do we want to be in that kind of a divisive playing field? Again, what's the point? I don't know. Is that advancing anything, making the country better? And I say the same thing to the black advocates. If it's all about skin color, you're not helping the country. Okay? Should be we're all in together. Finally, Lara Logan, who I do know. All right, so I know Ms. Kelly, and I know Lara Logan. And Lara Logan was an unbelievably skilled reporter. She was CBS News' chief foreign affairs correspondent, appointed that in 2006. And she did excellent reporting from Afghanistan, everywhere. She was caught in a terrible situation in Egypt where she was assaulted. And I really have a lot of respect for Lara Logan, South African, 54 years old. And now she is, I guess, podcasting or doing something. Roll the tape.
Is God okay with a closed border?
It's much bigger than that. God believes that in sovereignty and national identity and the sanctity of family and all the things that we've lived with from the beginning of time. And he knows that the open border is Satan's way of taking control of the world through all of these people who are his stooges and his servants. And they may think that they're going to become gods. That's what they tell us, Yuval Noah Harari and all the rest of them at the World Economic Forum. You know, the ones who want us eating insects, cockroaches, and that while they dine on the blood of children.
I don't know what happened to Lara. I don't know if anybody's dining on the blood of children, but all I can tell you is one was a brilliant reporter at one time. Now, does it bother me that what she said to Bowling? No, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing, but I feel bad for her. And I'm not being condescending. I don't know what happened. Boy, was she a good reporter. She's a better reporter than me. I get a pretty high opinion of my reportorial skills. But that woman was brave. So anyway, look, summing it up, I think that the social media has to be viewed upon as purely entertainment. Take it or leave it. But when it goes over into the policy realm and this crazy stuff, people getting defamed, people getting hurt, people getting attacked, marginalized, history being distorted, then somebody's got to take it on. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I mean, this is the first time, probably the last time, I'm going to get involved with this stuff. Because again, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm out of that world. But it may mean something to you. It meant something to the guy who drove me that said, hey, Candace Owens said that Charlie Kirk's plane was followed by Egyptian Air Force personnel. I said, really? And then I said to him, did Ms. Owens back that up? And the answer came back from my driver, she did a lot of research. Okay. Thank you for watching and listening to this YouTube bonus. See you again soon. Happy Thanksgiving.